Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Adika Saputra Lubis with NPM 234-11097 from Management Class 23X. On this occasion, I will explain the material of the financing institution. Financing institutions are one of the institutions that have an important role in the economy, because financing institutions play a role in providing funds or capital goods. Regarding this financing institution, it has been regulated in Presidential Regulation Number 9 of 2009 regarding financing institutions. If referring to the presidential decree, the definition of a financing institution is a business entity that carries out financing activities in the form of providing funds or capital goods. In accordance with the definition, financing institutions are carried out by companies or business entities whose activities vary according to their types. The main function of a financing institution is to provide funds. In addition, what is the role of financing institutions in the economy? To answer that question, here are some functions and roles of financing institutions. 1. Providing protection to the community from loans that give high interest. 2. Help improve public welfare by providing easier access to loans. 3. Help business development. 4. Helping infrastructure development considering the high cost of development. In connection with that, there are 3 types of financing institutions in Indonesia, namely 1. Infrastructure financing company. Related to its function, one type of financing institution is an infrastructure financing company. As is known, financing institutions can help infrastructure development because they provide access to loans for development costs. Therefore, this infrastructure financing company was established specifically to provide funds for infrastructure development. As for some activities from infrastructure financing companies, namely providing direct loans, direct lending, subordinated loans, and refinancing infrastructure projects financed by other parties. In order to support some of these activities, infrastructure financing companies can also carry out several other activities, including supporting credit enhancement, including providing guarantees in infrastructure financing, providing consulting services, advisory services, looking for a swap market for infrastructure financing, provide other facilities to support infrastructure financing with the approval of the minister. 2. Venture capital company. Furthermore, those included in the type of financing institutions are venture capital companies. A venture capital company itself is a business entity that carries out financing activities to an investee company, a company that receives financing assistance within a certain period of time. The business activities of venture capital companies are as follows: stock participation, financing business results, revenue sharing. Doing financing by buying convertible bonds. 3. Financing company. The last type of financing institution is a financing company. This financing company was established specifically to carry out several business activities. Referring to Presidential Decree Number 9 of 2009, several business activities of financing companies are accounts receivable, business lease, credit card business, doing consumer financing. If you look at some of the functions of a financing institution, at first glance it may be similar to a financial institution. However, the two institutions certainly have differences. The first difference can be seen from the scope of activities of financing and financial institutions. The activities of the financing institutions themselves are more focused on the provision of funds or capital goods. Meanwhile, financial institution activities include financing and also fundraising. Discussing the issue of raising funds, financing institutions cannot raise funds directly from the community. But on the contrary, financial institutions can collect funds from the public directly in various forms, such as savings, current accounts, or term deposits. Then the next difference lies in the guarantee aspect that is given. Although financing institutions can provide guarantees, this is not too emphasized. On the other hand, financial institutions are required to provide guarantees to their customers. As for one example of a financing institution in Indonesia is a leasing company. This company does financing in the form of capital goods. In practice, the financing of this leasing company is carried out in 2 forms of activities, namely direct finance lease and sales and lease back. In Indonesia itself, there are several leasing companies that are safe and have been registered with the Financial Services Authority, OJK. In addition to leasing, another example of a financing institution is a credit card issuing company. one of which is bank, OCBC, and ISB. That is the description of the definition, function, types, examples, to the difference between financing and financial institutions. If concluded, a financing institution is a business entity whose activities are focused on the provision of funds or capital goods. The difference between financing and financial institutions can be seen from several things, such as the scope of business activities, aspects of guarantees, and fundraising. So many videos from me related to the material of the financing institution. Thank you.